It seems like we spent the entire month of March talking about equity in college sports. The mainstream media turned March Madness into woke madness. Coverage of the men's tournament centered mostly around what happened on the court. Coverage of the women's tournament, not so much. The NCAA made concessions, which was mistake number one. You never, and I mean ever, concede to social justice warriors. There is no pleasing these people. You give them an inch, they want a foot. You give them a foot, they want a yard. You give them a yard, they want a mile. You give them a mile, they want to steal your vehicle so they don't have to walk it. Social justice warriors, they're like the hot blonde that you date in your 20s, except for the fact that most SJWs look like a bad case of the swamp ass. You want to know what a woke woman looks like? Take a look at this. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather stick my dick in a blender than lay next to that whatever the fuck. SJWs, they're like the hot blonde you date in your 20s. On the surface, social justice looks real good. Just like the hot blonde, she looks real good naked. But as you get older, you start looking at things beyond surface level. You start noticing red flags that you don't notice when you're younger. You hit 30, suddenly the blonde just ain't worth it anymore. It's the same with woke politics. When you're young and stupid, their agenda sounds tantalizing. Then you get a little bit older, you gain life experience, wisdom, and you realize the woke movement is nothing but bullshit. The entire month of March, all we heard about is equity in sports. Our women are so mistreated. The men, they receive 50-pound dumbbells. The women only receive 20-pound. The men receive jock straps. How come the women don't get fucking jock straps? Maybe because the women don't have balls? Yes, they do. Just ask Lia Thomas. You know what? If I was a member of the mainstream media, that would be the first question I asked Lia Thomas. Hey, Lia, do you still have a set of balls in that bikini? Why, yes, KC, I do. They give me extra strength. That's great. By the way, you're a fucking dude. To the surprise of absolutely no one, Lia Thomas dominated the NCAA Championships a few weeks ago. However, there was one race where he didn't do so well. In the 200-yard freestyle, Lia Thomas tied for 5th place. The swimmer that he tied with was named Riley Gaines from the University of Kentucky. Now, I did some checking. I wanted to make sure Riley Gaines was an actual woman and not a fellow identifier like Lia Thomas. Now, I was unable to find her birth certificate, but going off the limited research that I did, as well as her voice and appearance, I am able to tell you with certainty Riley Gaines is a real female. She has ovaries and not balls. So Riley Gaines, Lia Thomas, they tie for 5th place. After the race, the NCAA, they hold a trophy ceremony to award all the swimmers. Now, I'm not sure why they're handing out trophies for 5th place. Doesn't seem like something to be proud of to me, but that's a topic for another day. Riley Gaines gets to the stage to collect her 5th place trophy, and she's given a 6th place trophy instead. She immediately questions the NCAA. What the fuck is this? What's going on here? She was on Tucker Carlson Wednesday night. Listen to the explanation Riley Gaines was given from the NCAA as to why she couldn't hold her 5th place trophy for pictures. Roll the film.
Right, and when I kind of questioned it, I asked him, is there a reason why you're giving Lia the trophy? He just explained to me that we're giving it in chronological order, and I questioned him again, what does that mean? We tied, what are we being chronological about? And he kind of blatantly said, we're just going to give the trophy to Lia. We respect and admire your swim, but Lia needs to hold the trophy.
Quit defying us, peasant. You tied for 5th place with our beacon of courage. We don't reward women in women's swimming anymore. We only award bisons who identify as female. We will mail you your trophy. Now shut the fuck up. Take a look at the ceremony. Here is Riley Gaines, standing according to the NCAA's definition of chronological next to Lia Thomas. Now, I don't know who took this photo, but they perfectly captured this moment. Riley Gaines looking at Lia Thomas like, how in the fuck is this dude standing in my spot? I'll tell you why, Riley. It's all about inclusion. Lia Thomas represents true equity for all women. What happened to equity for women? All month last month, all I heard about was the mistreatment of women in college sports. Wouldn't this right here be the definition of mistreatment of women? Lia Thomas had the opportunity to hold plenty of trophies at the NCAA Championships. Hell, the dude won damn near every race he competed in. And here you have Riley Gaines, with her only opportunity to attend a trophy ceremony, having that opportunity taken away because some dude with long hair thinks he's a woman. At one point in the interview with Tucker Carlson, Riley Gaines said, there is a difference between your sex and gender identity. Yeah, a huge fucking difference. No matter how bad they want you to believe it, gender is not a choice. My mom, she called me yesterday. She watches my channel. She likes to call me and tell me that I curse too much and I need to clean up my mouth. It's unbecoming for you to curse so much. I don't like when you use the F word. After she finished getting on my ass about the constant cursing, she actually made an excellent point. My mom said, life is hard enough. You already have so many difficult decisions, difficult choices that you're forced to make throughout your lifetime. Why make it harder on yourself? Gender is something that's already been decided for you. It's not a choice. Now, this is America. You have the freedom to be whoever you want to be. If you choose to identify as a non-binary squirrel, go ahead. But that doesn't mean the rest of us have to accommodate you. Am I allowed to wake up tomorrow morning and identify as a 15-year-old boy? You think they're going to let me into high school? Can I tell my bank my mortgage identifies as being paid? Social justice warriors have been using Lia Thomas to push for trans athletes to be included at the college level. But their plan is starting to backfire. These people thought us normal people were going to stand by and allow this to continue. They knew there would be backlash initially, but most of the time, people will be pissed off for a few days, maybe a week, then forget about it and move on to something else. That has not been the case, though, with Lia Thomas. Normal people, they're not allowing this story to go away. Apparently, they've also been calling our government representatives, too. It seems like every day, another state is banning trans athletes from competing in sports. A week or two ago, we talked about Utah banning it, even after their virgin governor vetoed the bill. Spencer Cox, the governor of Utah, he's a fucking Republican. This woke bullshit, it's not limited to the Democratic Party. There are plenty of virgins in the Republican Party, too. Now, just for the record, Spencer Cox goes by he, him pronouns. He wants to be sure that you know that. Right now, there are 20 states that have banned or are considering banning trans athletes. Arizona, banned on March 24th. Oklahoma, March 30th. Kentucky, March 28th. Hell, even Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of England, even he is speaking out against dudes competing against women. This is what happens every time with the woke movement. They end up pushing shit too far, and normal people push back. It happened with George Floyd. What happened to George Floyd? That could have been something that united the country. I think most of us can agree that should not have happened. But what did social justice warriors do? They tried to use the George Floyd incident to shove racism down your throat. They pushed it so hard the word racist no longer has any meaning. Credit, though, to Riley Gaines for having the courage to go on national television and tell us what happened to her. We have covered Lia Thomas extensively here on the channel. I didn't know about this incident until I saw this interview. The NCAA, they are trying to force these young women to stay silent when it comes to Lia Thomas. For 3 months leading to the NCAA championship, it worked. The few women who were willing to speak out were doing so anonymously. But I think it's reached a point now where people are sick of the bullshit. I think one of the reasons these young women didn't speak out initially, they were afraid they weren't going to be supported. They were afraid of the backlash. But the exact opposite has happened. These young women are damn near universally supported. I don't know of anyone who supports dudes competing against women. And if you do know someone who supports it, I suggest reevaluating your friend group. But let me know what you think. Riley Gaines, snubbed by the NCAA so they could accommodate a damn man. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.